everyone, welcome back to the Ultimate Effort Show. And I do mean, welcome back.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
We're back.
Right.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Ultimate Effort Show with Alex.
And Joe.
And, man, Joe, it has been a minute since we have gotten to sit down and talk. I think the most burning question on everyone's minds has been, where have we been?
Yeah, right.
And,
right.
and what has been going on?
I briefly went to Mars. I don't know if anybody checks Facebooks and saw a picture I posted. Our smoky skyline.
Did you?
Hope Canada's okay.
What was the comment? Did you run into Matt Damon while you were poking around?
Yeah, somebody asked me if I'd seen Matt Damon. Man, I got to tell you, this is a little side tangent, but speaking of Matt Damon, Hollywood has spent a ridiculous amount of money trying to rescue him. Stop putting Matt Damon in danger.
Right.
Good Lord.
Right? Oh my gosh.
Hey, they rescued him from World War II. They had to rescue him from Mars.
Yeah, but you know where they didn't have to rescue him was Ford versus Ferrari. And
That's true.
I gotta tell you, during our spring hiatus, if you during our period of quietude, if you haven't seen Ford versus Ferrari, oh my god, it was so good.
Yeah, I was surprised. Good. I'm not a big race fan,
yeah, right.
But that movie was really good.
Yeah, it was really good. So I think I could say maybe, the short answer is, where have we been?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of spring hiatus. I've had a bunch of work travel and stuff like that going on, so not home during the weekends. The summer and the warm weather picking up. It was disc golf season, so that's officially kicked off.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of major life events at my house.
Yeah, you did.
Not including on the bad side some illness, but also on the front side, we had a big graduation in my family, so that's huge.
Whoop, whoop. What up, Xander?
So that's been super awesome, and lots of family coming in, all that sort of thing. And then probably the other biggest thing that most people don't know about is my internet was down. And they had my neighborhood dug up probably for 3 straight weeks. So
yeah. It wasn't just swampy, it was gone for a minute.
Upgrades. So that happened. That's been fun. But Joe, you have been busy during all this time.
Trying to be.
Working on, first of all, your job, but also you have been working on an RPG related product. Something that you developed when you were 14.
Oh man, yeah.
Revised again, and now we're revising again.
Right. Well, it was, gosh, what was it? It was middle of 2021 when I first kind of put it out. I put up on Drive-Thru the open playtest.
Yeah.
And that was, gosh, that ran for like a year and a half, or whatever. It was only, as of recording this, it was like maybe a month ago that I pulled it off Drive-Thru the playtest.
Yeah.
But where is it? From that playtest, I got a lot of great info. We played a couple games. Oh, my hand's up in the camera. We played a couple games. Moldy Crew. We went through and did some playtesting, and that changed it from like that first version that went out to the playtest into a second version. There was a lot of cleanup, but there was also I got to give a shout out to Nicole Sparks, and I'm probably going to pronounce her name wrong. Kenya Pass. I'm not going to try her last name. I don't want to. Anyway, on her YouTube, on her Twitch channel, they were running, for about like 6 months. They ran a whole campaign. A lot of great feedback from them. But I had not, I'm jumping all over. I never got a chance to actually get in and start updating that original playtest PDF because I had that whole move that sprung on me at the end of 2021, beginning of 22. And then I kind of spent the whole last year, or like the whole year since then, just adjusting, unpacking, getting everything squared in, figuring out what my routine here in living now in New York, upstate New York, and to hit a little bit of real talk, struggling with some depression. We all kind of it all kind of happens.
It's very,
but
very, very
finally back into it. Yeah. But finally back into it, and Yeah, I've been plugging along these last couple months, getting everything updated with all of the notes and fixes and things that I personally wanted to change because I was always like, one of the biggest things was I dropped from 6 stats to 4, and I dropped from 4 derived scores to 2. But essentially, it's still the same game. I just wanted to step a little farther away. Like the OGL thing happened, and I didn't want to be in the 6 stat grouping. I was like, oh, let's step a little farther out, even though I don't have those basic 6.
Well, you know what, Joe? All this time we've been talking, we haven't even said the title.
Oh yeah,
we don't. People don't even know what we're talking about.
Oh yeah.
And
sorry, folks.
No, well, I mean, you and I know, but
Yeah.
we're specifically talking about Westocalypse, aka Westy. But now I think you're
reverted it back.
rolling it back, yeah, to an original title.
Yep, originally, and I've, pardon me. I know I just showed this off. All right, I have my license number for some fonts that I bought written on this because, well, working document. The original typed back when I was 14, mutation.
Mutation.
This is the original. Oh, this is the original booklet. I guess, some 15 pages or something, single sided.
Show us one of those old school type pages, because that was like a.
Oh yeah. We're talking old school. I was 14. We like computers were not new, but like typewriters were still a thing.
Yeah, nobody typed on them. Like
this will be fun. This was typewriter, the original character sheet. Obviously, you could see some notes for where I was reworking stuff.
It's epic. Love it.
Yeah, the original game, like
so epic.
I got to skip ahead to one of the fun ones. I didn't even use the same paper all the way through. This is like regular lined paper that I ran out of print paper. So I mean, it was back in the day.
Man, it's so epic. Like all that, all that work on something that you loved, and I love the fact that you're bringing it back and that you're making improvements to it. And
I just had to be mad at it for a little bit.
Yeah, well, and I like the fact that you've rolled it back to its original roots. That this sort of post-apocalyptic world called mutation. Mutations figure very heavily into what has happened to the characters, and we had a blast when we were playing it. Like, it was super fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see some of the changes when you finally get her,
right?
Get her to a state that you love.
I'm actually really loving it right now. Like I'm kind of enamored with it, I guess.
That's awesome.
Getting back into it and really pushing in. Gosh, what is it? The PDF? It's looking like the quick start's going to nail in at right about 60 pages. And that's, again, like a quick start. It's everything you need to play. You can fully make characters. There's a included adventure. But then it's going to get a little bigger with the full thing. But this playtest, as of the recording, not playtest, the quick start as of this recording, I was working on it this morning before we jumped in. I literally just have to finish 2 more pages rewriting the adventure, and I'm done.
Oh, epic.
But by the time everybody sees this, it will probably already be on drive-through as the official quick start, no longer a playtest PDF.
Man, that's so great. So great. So mutation. So Joe's not been idle during this time, and I think that's fantastic.
One quick thing. It is a limited pool D6 system. Okay. So it keeps the pool small, so you're not, I love Shadowrun, but it was a little like rough sometimes. Same with WEG Star Wars when you had to roll like 20 D6 or more. As fun as it was, counting and tallying all of that. So I limited the pool.
Yeah, those things.
But that's it.
Yeah, those things would get unwieldy. So so look for mutation coming soon. Super exciting, Joe, that you're working on that. I may or may not have shared with you, Joe, and some folks may not know, maybe if you've been living under a rock. There is a game out there called Shadowdark.
Yes.
Awesome Kickstarter by our good friend Kelsey Dion. One of the most successful RPG Kickstarters out there. If you haven't heard of it, it's amazing, although I think it's too late to jump in at this stage.
Yeah.
But for folks...
Also, one of the most amazing human beings. Kelsey is an absolute treasure.
Yeah, I don't think it's a secret. I love her dearly. That we're super fond of her. But if you are a backer of Shadowdark, maybe what I'm about to say will be very validating. So one of the things that I've done, or was able to do, was go visit our good old friend Hankerin, who had one of the only physical copies out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I have actually held the book in my hands. And I have to tell you, Joe, man, it's awesome. So digest size, nice, super hard cover. The paper inside is just glorious. It has that great feel to it. And then if you've seen the PDF at all, you know Kelsey's writing and really her economy of writing is just fantastic. Everything's spelled out in super easy to follow terms. There are all these nice little chunks, and literally there are no words wasted. Like
it's beautiful.
Yeah, it just lays it all out so well. And then in terms of her book craft, you get through the rules, you get through easy character creation, which I love. And then you get to all these awesome DM tools, including all these killer tables in the book. It's no secret that it was a smashing success on Kickstarter.
Yeah. And I could definitely say it is glorious. Like ever since, backers, ever since we got the PDF, I've just been like poured through it and I'm enamored with it. She has done an amazing job. A lot of hard work to get to this spot, and it's beautiful. And I cannot wait to hold that basilisk skin beauty in my hands.
Right. So, two covers, the black and the basilisk skin green. I've got one of each coming to my house. Xander's trying to steal my basilisk skin copy. And it's just fantastic. So, super excited about Shadow Dark, and for all the backers out there, I have held it. It is wonderful. Like wonderful. Yeah. So really
I even have the light halo.
Right. So really looking forward to it, and not no small part of that is that it plays and runs a lot like ICRPG. Very fast, very simplistic, very easy to grok and put your head around. So really looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful I guess marriage of old school and new school values presented in what's probably like the easiest format, I guess. I mean, you did mention and we've played. It does run a lot like ICRPG with that nice fast thing, like the good action economy, but it like pulls all of like the best things of all of them together. And it's got Kelsey's fingerprints on it, so it's rocking that arcane library goodness that everybody should be used to that's seen any of her other stuff.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. And I was just able to see Kelsey, Joe. Like I just got back from a certain large town in the West.
Lots of lights.
And had a blast hanging out with Kelsey. So, Kelsey, if you're watching, we love you. You're awesome. And Shadow Dark's going to be killer. The other thing, Joe, that we've been doing is we have not stopped playing RPGs. I mean, these games don't play themselves. So,
it's true.
So we have been busy. Really, I think in terms of the multi-career, wrapping up our awesome Ghost Mountain campaign.
Ghost Mountain, just over a year.
Just over a year. Yep. Yeah, it was because we started it
March last year.
March, of 22.
Yeah.
So we wrapped it up. I hope it was. We had a couple interruptions here and there, but
life happens.
Finish her up. I hope it was a good time, Joe. I'll let you speak to that.
It was amazing.
And I think it had a fun callback to a previous campaign we had run.
Yes, it did. It did.
Like maybe a chance.
My Demon Land's heart was swelling.
Yeah, maybe a chance for redemption after that sad Demon Land's ending. So.
It was great. It was great.
Yeah, so we've been doing that, and now we are kicking off new campaign with Dennis Smithson in the chair.
Yep.
He actually, interestingly, is running this sort of bifold campaign. So on the one hand, we have a team of these, I would say, somewhat inept thieves/mercenaries.
Right. Ocean's 11, they are not.
Yeah, exactly. That sort of ilk, a little bit of a Blades in the Dark kind of feel.
Right? A little bit more like if you ever saw the movie Tower Heist with Ben Stiller. Like they're more the comedy kind of thieves.
Yes.
A little bit. They don't quite know what they're doing, but by
they have
golly, they're doing it anyway.
some competence about them.
Oh yeah, they're competent. They just aren't so great yet.
Exactly. So we're having a great time as these thieves,
Mhm.
think like scaling rooftops, jumping across rooftops, shadowing these
Yeah.
figures across the city, trying to steal some things, getting involved in events that are bigger than ourselves.
Oh yeah.
Super great. We have a confidence man on our team, Xander's character, trying to outwit the law.
Hmm.
Super
Yep.
fun. Um, but then the other half of the campaign is we all have knights,
Yeah.
and we play these sort of Templar esque kind of banner knights.
Yep. Of Knights of the Red Banner,
Yeah,
which we met in our Thieves game. Or obviously we didn't meet our characters, but we met the Red Bannermen in our Thieves game, and
exactly.
kind of like weaseled our way into their good graces
Yeah.
before we went to rob them.
So right. So it's super fun that we're in essence running two campaigns,
Hmm.
like two diverging campaigns set in the same world with different sets of characters. I mean, there couldn't be any bigger difference than these sort of conniving, kind of incompetent thieves, and then these uber competent, but almost like
Right, men of the Banner Oath.
yeah, slightly pompous paladin esque type knights.
Yep.
Who are all about taking care of business. So super fun what Dennis is
Yeah.
doing, and we've been doing
Yeah.
that. Not to mention, all the other fun one shots we've run. A few little sci-fi
Yeah.
Johns and a few other things that some goblins and all those
Yep.
sorts of fun games. So all that's been going down
Right.
on the
All of
Moldy Crew.
our one shots that have become accidental campaigns.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Hey, so and so can't make it this week. Back to goblins.
Yep.
And such. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's been great. Well, and I would say, interestingly, Dennis's campaign where we sort of have two campaigns going at once is sort of his answer to, if
Mhm.
somebody gets busy on a week and you have to drop in or drop out.
Mhm.
Knights is sort of the main campaign, and then Thieves are sort of
Yeah.
our side thing, and it's real easy to roll people in and out of that Thieves
Yep.
campaign, so super good, super fun. Um, Trying to think, Joe, like what else have we had going on, um, in terms of
Oh man.
the hobby, and in terms of
And-
big kind of things going on in the hobby. I don't think so. I mean,
Oh,
really,
well, I mean, I don't want to say too much and like blow any thunder or anything, but Crown and Skull, Runehammer Games, we've done a little bit of playing of that, after that monumental weekend, that retreat that happened. If you haven't bought the builder or Runehammer or any of those things, they talked about it. It happened a couple weeks ago, a month ago or so, but came back with some changes to Crown and Skull, and we've had a chance to play through those. And it was pretty wild. It made for some scary. That we did, or quacked. We're quacked. We need to run.
yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. It was really cool, and I look forward to seeing more of that. But I don't want to divulge too much because I don't want to step on B's toes. Obviously, like
Yep. No. So I don't think it's a
but
secret at this point, but
oh
Runehammer
no.
Games is developing another game. It does have a working title. It is called Crown and
Mm-hmm.
Skull. There have been several revisions.
Mm-hmm.
Joe and Xander and I have been involved in the playtest since
Yep.
pretty early on.
Yeah, since it had a different name,
Yeah.
I still have the old .4 as Dirty Jobs RPG.
Yeah, it still had the secret
Way
in-house
back.
working title. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it's come a long way. It's super
Yeah.
cool. Um, Sort of a drastically different game
Focus.
than ICRPG.
Yeah.
But I think still going to be pretty epic in its own right. The
Yeah.
bookcraft, I don't think old Hankerin is sparing any sort of time or expense in terms of creating
Yeah.
like just a super epic tome. That's going to be fun.
Mhm.
So we've been involved in that, and that is indeed coming. I know he's working like a furious hamster
Yeah.
to try to get it done. There's a ton of cool art. It's well, maybe not. I think a ton. Like I think there's a more
There's a lot of very choice pieces of art
yes
that are used in like a very specific manner.
a more
I
refined,
guess.
more cured
Mhm.
collection
Yeah.
curated collection of art. Yes. So
Yeah. That's curated collection of art. That is a beautiful way to say it.
yeah, from
Because
some really killer artists. Again, I don't want to steal any
yes,
thunder here, but that's we've been involved in that, but that is coming. So that's
hugely drool worthy art.
yeah, that's a super super important piece
Mm-hmm.
that has been happening, at least for us and in the hobby.
Yep.
I really think that's it. Other
Right.
than right now, some of you may have seen the multi crew is looking for a new member.
Yep.
Um, we're in that process. We've had a ton of cool people reach out to us. Super
Yep.
excited.
Our big man X, new graduate, going to be going off to college, so he doesn't have time for us old fools anymore.
Yeah, I mean, he might drop in from time to time, kind of like how Kelsey does.
Yeah. Yep.
But in terms of just having a regular
Mm-hmm.
play group,
Yep.
there are only 3 of us. I mean, which is fine. Well,
Or
three plus
four.
a DM.
Right, 3 plus GM.
But we like to run with about 4 players, so
No,
plus a
no.
DM. So
Mhm.
we're looking for somebody a regular. Tons of cool people have reached out.
Yeah.
Expect responses here soon. The only sad part about it is I know some feelings might be hurt if you don't get selected because we are only trying to fill 1 chair.
Right.
Um,
Please don't have feelings hurt. We're not trying to hurt anybody's feelings.
yeah,
Like
but we can only
there is time that we will, yeah, I mean, Moldy Crew, we are, a little tighter of a very frequent or regularly playing group.
yeah.
But there's definitely still gonna be one shots and stuff. So we will do our best to try and reach out and grab, at least get everybody into a couple games.
Yeah, we try to pull people in from the community here and there when
Yeah.
we can, but we really only can fill 1 chair, so it's a little bit
Yeah.
like trying to pick between your favorite children, like
Yeah.
that sort of thing. But at the end of the day, we want to pick somebody sort of going to be with us for the long haul, and is going to help elevate our group because God knows we need a lot of elevation.
Yeah.
We need somebody with a strong back. So
Right, because we need to be carried, and not just
mhm.
because we're old.
Yeah, for sure. So that's coming. Um, really, Joe, I think I've covered all the big pieces.
Mhm.
Trips, travel,
Well,
family
I,
stuff, illness,
I got one
internet.
thing.
Yeah, what's going on?
We brought up one thing about this Ghost Mountain campaign,
Yeah.
which I do want to get back to talking about that. But you talked about the touchback to some old characters of previous campaign. I don't know if this is too on the spot, but dude, I want to see more Demon Lands. I really hope this comes to. I really hope that continues on. It was on a beautiful track. I understand sometimes things get set aside for this, that, and the other, but
Yeah.
I'd like to see more Demon Lands because that is a wonderful ICRPG setting. It's fantastic. I also want more of Dennis's Ronin, which I know is also an ICRPG setting that is slowly in the works. But I'm putting it here on video as a courtesy call out.
Oh,
I don't know. I'd like to see more, guys.
super nice of you. I mean, for folks who don't know, Demon Lands is sort of an ICRPG setting that I kind of worked on with some optional rules to really kind of, I think, eke the most feel out of sort of this world that has been sort of overrun by a demonic type plague, and the few people who are left, these survivors of at least the initial cataclysm, kind of have to come together to try to stop the threat and try to restore the world. Yeah, I mean, like Hankering, I have attention surplus syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, if I showed my complete list of crap I'm working on.
Yeah, exactly. Like it'd be a little bit embarrassing, to like call up all the started and stopped projects. Demon Lands does exist. It is a full supplement.
Yeah.
It's just not pretty.
Yet,
I mean, it's not quite as bad as like hand typed, on an old Hunt and Peck kind of machine, but it's a little bit better format than that. But it still would need a lot of refinement to be a viable product, maybe outside of just our group. So
Right.
yeah,
It's gonna sound weird, but one of these days I'll have to pull out the Smith Corona because I still have it.
hey, good for you, man.
It's an old mechanical one. Doesn't plug in. You have to punch the keys.
hmm Hey, I typed all my high school papers on one of those
Mhm.
typewriters. I mean, that's just what you did in those days.
Yeah.
Back, back when dinosaurs still roamed the earth and we called each other with tin can phones.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, and another Indiana Jones movie? Question mark. Um,
Well, I mean, they've only made 3 so far, so a 4th one is, maybe long overdue,
and we'll see about that.
right? Be nice to have a 4th Indiana Jones movie finally. I speak not of the fan film.
Oh man,
Sorry.
that one is
Sorry.
coming apparently.
Yep.
I think that's all the news fit to print. I think people are up to speed on where we're at. Truthfully, and you're right. Our feudal Japan setting, Ronin, that needs to come to fruition.
That game was so good. Dennis has done such a beautiful job. Oh wait, that's right. Camera's down here. Dennis.
Looking at you.
Love you, bro.
Yep. So lots going on. And I think, Joe, we're going to leave it there. We're going to be back with a lot of fun stuff, maybe in a slightly different format. We've had a lot of folks, talk about some of the length. I know if you've got a long commute, that's great. But really and truly, I think Joe and I want to deliver some of these pieces in a more bite-sized package. So maybe expect some slightly shorter videos from us coming forward.
Right. Get your nibbles on the Ultimate Effort Show.
Yeah. Or maybe just, just like a nice lunch, like a nice, satisfying lunch. It doesn't have to be the 5-course.
Yeah, not at all. Just the one where you finish it and you dab the napkin and you go, man, and you feel sated.
Yeah, right. That's what we're all about.
Sure, you could go for a piece of pie, but you don't really need it right now. You're like, yeah.
We're all about satiation here. That is our number one goal here at the Ultimate Effort Show, in case you didn't know.
Right? All your gaming sustenance on one plate.
Yep. Anyway, Joe, I am super grateful for you.
Always grateful for you, my friend.
Yep. And there it is. That's the update. That's where we've been, what we've been up to. Lots of stuff.
And
maybe a few other little hidden things we've been working on. At least I have been.
Ooh.
But we'll talk about those things another time. In any event,
dun, dun.
Joe, I love that you do sound effects. I love it.
I can't help it. It's a default setting, like puns.
Hey, I am going to say thanks to everyone who's reached out to us. We got lots of kind messages kind of during our little break. Lots of folks who
a lot of people asking where we were.
Yeah, like where are you guys?
Thank you so much, everybody.
Like, are you alive? Are you okay? Like, what? Did Joe finally get all the planes of existence into alignment? And the answer to that is no, he hasn't. But
I can't even get my ducks in a row, let alone like planes of existence.
He's chasing. I mean, look at his neighborhood. He's chasing ducks everywhere.
No.
But in any
avoiding
event,
geese.
We've missed you guys, and thanks to everybody who reached out. And we're just like, hey, we really miss the Ultimate Effort Show. We think it's great. So, man, that means a lot.
Yeah, it really does. Really does.
In any event, everyone, thanks so much. And until next time, Joe,
take my hero coin and always roll ultimate.
Oh, Joe, you froze. You froze.
No. Am I still here?
Yeah, I'm going to slate it. Take 2. And remember, until next time,
take my hero coin and always roll ultimate.
Close enough.